So I have already imported all of my photos into Lightroom that I took this afternoon of the kids climbing on this jungle gym thing. So I'm going to go in and batch edit all of them and then export them. You don't have to edit your photos, but if you want them to you can do color grading in Lightroom or you can do color grading in Premiere Pro, whichever you like. I generally, if I'm doing this with like a photo shoot, I just go ahead and edit them with Lightroom. So you have to batch them all the same so that they look the same. You can't, pick and choose. I want some to look like this and some to look like something else. For them to flow seamlessly, they have to look the same. So I edited one here, and then I think it didn't work. Try it again. We'll copy, select all, paste. There, it worked that time. So now they're all going to look the same and flow seamlessly once I put them into Premiere Pro. Now, my easiest way to keep things organized is I will take all these photos of the kids climbing together, and then I will export them together as kids climb. And I export all those as a group. And then I will go to the next batch, the next action that they did, to here. So I took pictures of the ground in between so I could know where the next scene started easily when I got to Lightroom. And then kids run, export. And so those are exporting. And when those are done, I will go into Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro open. And the first thing I'm going to do, the first time you do this in your Premiere Pro, you're going to want to go to Timeline. This was a trick I just learned recently because I had a much longer way of doing this. But then you'll go to the settings and then Timeline, and then here it says still image default duration. You can play around with this, but I'm going to set this to, well, it's already there, 0.10. And then hit save. And then when you import all your photos, you're going to open up your folder, drag one set of those into your project. So now I have all the kids climb photos in here. I'm going to go ahead and change the color. Just helps me keep them organized to purple, violet. And then I'm going to select the next set, which I named Kids Run -1 because I did 2 different sets of them running. And then I'm going to drag those in. So now they're different colors, so I know which ones easily belong to each other. You want to make sure that these are going from 1 to whatever number you're ending with. So I have 43 frames for the kids climbing. If it's in one of these other ways, they might not always be in, see, like this is not like, this is like all over the place number wise. So if I drag it in, it's going to be all messed up. So if you have it this way, it'll be in sequential order. So I'm going to select those, just that first group of photos, and drag it into my timeline, and it automatically drops it in here. So I have all those frames, and they should be automatically sized to that 0.10. I can go ahead and watch the playback here. That seemed a little choppy. Maybe it's just my computer trying to catch up. feel like there's one out of order there. But you get the idea. And then I can select the next batch of the kids running, drag that over into the timeline. I can watch the kids run. Yeah, those seemed like they were all in order. You zoom in. I don't know if I had this set up right. Maybe. I guess I could. If you hover over it. Oh, it was showing me. Just kidding. Does not show you that. I was trying to see if you could see what the names of. There. Kids 1, number 5. Kids run number 6. So if you're not sure if they're in order, you can go through and make sure that they are in order. So then I have my clips all lined up in here. And then really, then the next thing you can do is once you have all the clips organized how you want them, you can nest them, which makes them one whole clip together, just like you're used to working with. So kids run. We have that here. And then again, you can like change the color so that you can keep it organized however you want. So, you know, different things are different. So now they're all here together in one nice organized clip. And then from that point, you can use the clip just like you would any other clip. You can speed it up. You might not want to slow it down, but you could in theory speed it up. And you could layer them. So I've done this before where I've layered them over each other, changed the opacity. I mean, this is not a good example of when to do that, but I have done this for like wedding films before. So I've played around with it in a creative way. You could like change the, you know, have it fade in. If you wanted it to like fade in for an effect. So yeah, at this point you just get to use it like any other clip once they are nested. And that's really it. It's not too hard. The hardest part is really just staying organized. And I feel like if I'd bring them in the Lightroom first instead of just dragging them all into Premiere Pro, then I can get stay much more organized with my clips. So yeah, that's the basics of that. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to walk you through it. Did want to mention to get a continuous like time loop. Let me get rid of this one and put that back where it belongs. Is if you copy, now that it's nested, if you copy and paste it and then butt them right up to each other. And then this one, you're going to go to speed duration, hit reverse speed. And now when you watch this, it'll do that, and then they'll run right back like very seamlessly. And if you want to keep it going, then you copy that one again, paste it there, and then we can copy that second one and then paste it after the third one. And now this will go on for like looks like 10 seconds or so. They'll just go back and forth. So this is something else that you can do to get that like seamless loop. And you can just keep doing that for like, yeah, this is almost up to about 10 seconds. So however long you think, like if you're going to put on social media, if you want it to go for like 20 seconds, just copy and paste it until you get to that point and then export it just like you would any other film. Back and show you in case it would come in handy. If you want these clips to be shorter, so quicker, then one way you can do it, and this is how I used to do it before I figured out you can change the setting to do it. You will select all your clips, go to speed duration, and then here you can adjust. I'm just going to make it a little bit faster, so go to 0.03, which I think that's a little different than the number we put in before. If I zoom in now, it's got all these spaces. So if I were to watch it, it would have like it'd be real choppy, which can be an effect. I've done this choppy effect before on purpose. But if you want to get rid of this, then you can just go in and delete all these. Now there probably is a quicker way to do this, but this is just what I do when, this is how I used to do all my stop motions before I figured out a quicker way. So there may be even other ways you can do it. So once I get done with this, I'll show you how it'll go faster. So now the whole thing goes much faster. So I just wanted to show you that in case that is something that you run into, that you want to figure out how to make those even quicker. And same goes for if you want to make them longer. I mean, you can of course drag them and make them longer, but they wouldn't all be the same if you do it that way.